Hola amigos, bienvenidos a Español con la señora Pérez. Today we're going to be looking at slang phrases. And after I did the whole 2 videos on refranes, I thought this would be kind of cool to explore. And we're going to be looking at 4 different countries: Mexico, Argentina, España, y Puerto Rico. Let's go. What do we know so far about the Spanish language? Well, we know that Spanish is the official language of over 18 American countries: Puerto Rico, Spain, and Equatorial New Guinea, which is in Africa. And about 450 million people worldwide speak Spanish. So you are on the right track to learning this language. Latin American Spanish has a number of regional dialects, and if you ever get to go to different countries that speak Spanish, you will definitely notice this. Also, Spanish is the second most spoken native language in the world. Honestly, that was new for me. So that is exactly what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be looking at these 4 countries and exploring some common phrases, but in the slang. So we're not going to do the traditional highs and buys. We're going to look at the slang of what people typically there would say in certain occasions. Now, some of these are kind of funny, and I'll explain when and when not to use these, okay? So we will be going over the countries of Mexico, España, Argentina, and Puerto Rico. And I chose these 4 because, well, my husband's from Mexico, so I thought it'd be handy to have him explain to me what some of these mean. And of course, I am from Puerto Rico, so I know what these, of course, mean. But then I thought it'd be great to have Spain because it's where basically we get our language in Latin America, and Argentina, so we can have some representation from South America. But also, Argentina pulls a lot of words from the Italian language. So we're going to see some similarities there as well. So in the United States, we have our very formal greetings like hello, how are you? But then, of course, when we get together with our friends, we kind of let loose and we might say, hey, what's up? What's cracking? So we're going to explore now these 4 different countries and how they go about saying the what's up very informally with their friends. So first up, we have Mexico. And some things that you can say to your friends can be ¿Qué onda? ¿Qué hubole? ¿Quepedo? Now, ¿Qué onda and quepedo can also be used if you want to confront somebody, if you're having an issue with somebody. So you would say, ¿Qué onda? ¿Quepedo? So the tone completely changes. Next up, Argentina. You can say, buenas y santas, or ¿Qué contás? Like, what are you saying? What can you share with me? ¿Qué contás? Spain, you can say, ¿Cómo andas? How's it going? How are you doing? Or, ¿Cómo va la cosa? How are things going? Or, how is the thing going? Lastly, we have Puerto Rico. ¿Qué pasa, papi? Or you can say, ¿Qué pasa, mami? Or, ¿Qué es la que? Kind of short and slang for Puerto Rico, but all mean, hey, what's going on? What's happening? Now, if someone asks you to do something and you're okay with it, in the United States, you would simply say, sure, okay, no problem. But let's go ahead and look at these countries. In Mexico, you can say, va, or sale pues. Sale pues. In Argentina, there's a slight difference. You can say, dale, or bueno. In Spain, many people will say, vale. Vale. And in Puerto Rico, just like Argentina, you would say, dale, or está bien, meaning, okay, sure, let's go ahead and do this. Now, some of these are going to be funny. Of course, here in the United States, we call our friends, buddies or pals. In these 4 countries, there are some funny or quirky words. In Mexico, you can say güey to your friend. You can also say carnal or carnala. Now, carnal and carnala are almost like they're your best friend, almost blood relatives, but they're not. And the last one can be compa, and that's short for the word compañero or coworker. Argentina, che is very common, and the che is not very hard sounding. It's a little bit softer, more like che. You also have the word pibe or piba for male and female, and boludo or boluda. Now in Argentina, when the word boludo and boluda first came out, it was kind of offensive. It was geared towards people that were being jerks or being a pain in the rear. But since it was so commonly used there for people, it almost took a friendly tone. Boludo, boluda. Now, Spain is a little bit weird. If you've ever gone over the vocabulary of family, then you will definitely know or recognize this word. Tío. Tío is like your best friend, your best bud. And the second word for a friend or buddy in Spain would be chaval. Chaval. Now, lastly, in Puerto Rico, we have two words, or we have many, but the two most common words. First one is pana. Pana. You can say, este es mi pana. This is my bud. This is my best pal. Or, este es mi brother, meaning brother. Some of the words in Spanish are derivative from English because Puerto Rico, if you guys did not know, is a commonwealth of the United States. So some of the words we have adopted from English. So the last one would be brother. So I had to put this one in there. My husband was like, please don't, but I had to. Don't be a snob. If you ever go to a country and you notice someone being a snob, these are the words that people will typically say about them. First, in Mexico, we have no seas fresa. Kind of silly because we know fresa is a strawberry, but in this case, it means don't be a snob. No seas fresa. Now, in Argentina, people will say que cheto. Que cheto. In Spain, people will say no seas pijo. No seas pijo. And in Puerto Rico, we would say no seas come mierda. Now, it is a little bit offensive because it really means don't be a person that eats poop. But in this case, it means don't be a snob. So if you like something here in the United States, you would say, oh, that's cool or awesome. In Mexico, you would say, que chido, que padre, meaning the same thing, kind of cool and awesome. You can also say que chingón. Now, chingon, if you notice, has a little asterisk, and this is why. So, que chingon can also mean what a pain in the butt, meaning someone is just being a pest towards you. Now, in Argentina, you can say piola or zarpado. But zarpado, again, can be just like que chingón. It's meaning that someone is bothering you. Now, Spain, you have the word molar or molon or molona, meaning that's cool, that's awesome, I love it. And you can say, es una pasada. It is a pass. Es una pasada. In Puerto Rico, we have these three. Gufiao. We also have está brutal. And lastly, que nítido. All mean like they're cool, they're awesome. Now, just be very careful when you're using the words que chingón or zarpado, again, because those can be misinterpreted. So make sure that you use these with people that you know and in the right context. I had to go ahead and put this silly one because in Puerto Rico, we have some funny words for it. So in English, when something is like nasty or you don't like, you would say ew. In Mexico, you would say guacala. Guacala. In Argentina, it's very similar to Mexico. You would also say guacala, and I would say that's pretty common in all of Latin America. Now, in Spain, you would say que asco, like that's disgusting, que asco. And in Puerto Rico, we have two. First one is fo. Very short, very simple, fo. And we also have the word fuchila. Fuchila. I just had to add it because it's super funny to say. Fuchila. So we started with our greetings. Now we're going to end with our goodbyes. And these are very common, very generic goodbyes. There's so many that you can use, but here are the most common ones. In Mexico, you can say ciao or nos vemos. We'll see each other later. In Argentina, you can say ciao or hasta luego, till later or until later. In Spain, a lot of people use ciao as well or adios. And lastly, in Puerto Rico, you would say adios or bye. Now, please note that in many Latin American countries, when you're greeting someone or saying goodbye to someone, you're always going to give a kiss on the cheek. And it's not like a wet kiss. It's just a simple cheek-to-cheek kind of kiss. In Argentina, though, men will kiss each other also, and they will also do cheek-to-cheek, so 2 kisses. Okay, amigos, we have reached the end of our video. I thoroughly enjoyed doing this because I thought it was hilarious to look at the different ways that in Spanish we can say one thing or one expression. I also hope that this has been educational for you and that you can use some of these expressions while you're out and about practicing your Spanish. As always, leave a comment below, like this video, and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on any of my videos. Adios! Hasta la próxima!